Okay. So first off, I'm gonna just start off with like the basics of your name. You consider yourself a rapper, title, birthday, the schools you went to, and we can stop right there. So I know you go by King Cassius, but if you want to put your birth name in there or anything,
You want me to tell you like why I'm King Cash, or tell you just that my name King Cash? I don't know.
we're gonna get into that, but it's like what I have to write down.
Yeah, I'm King Cash's Stacy. That's my real name, Stacy. I'm a Pisces. My birthday in March. I went to Pierce Elementary in Flint, Southwestern.
Okay. Do you want to put the specific birthday? Because we're gonna do a bio on you. So
March 15th. Yeah, that's cool. March 15th.
March 15th. Oh, cool. My birthday is March 23rd.
That's lit. You almost was a Pisces.
I
No, I'm
know.
just
I keep telling everyone I'm a Pisces, Aries, Cusp, so I get the best of both worlds.
okay.
Do you want to put the year you're born?
1990.
1990. Okay. Pierce Elementary and Southwestern. I went to Southwestern also.
That's what's up. Nighttime.
Yep, nice. And your title would be rapper, correct? Or
Rapper. Well, father, first of all, father, rapper. Um, tastemaker, community activist. Nah, I got a lot of titles for real though, but just rapping wise, yeah, I'm an artist, rapper,
it's whatever you
CEO.
put on your bio, whatever title you have.
Yeah, just put father, rapper, and public figure.
Okay, I like that.
If my daughter wasn't at school, she'd be in the interview with me. Like, that's how much I be with my baby. She'd be in the interview right now.
That's so nice. Um, okay, now you can start off talking about how did you get into music? And we'll start off with that first question.
Well, it's crazy. My mama had a record deal back in like the late 80s, early 90s on some like Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper, like in that little era of music time. So when I was born, I kind of just like picked up where she left off, I guess. She said I used to talk so much when I was little. She like, you're going to be a used car salesman, a pastor, or a rapper. Like, you're going to do something with talking. So I don't know. I just always been a part of culture and music. Hip hop just always been like a part of my everyday life. So I felt like watching them on TV, I felt like that was something that I could do. So I've been rapping literally like my whole life for real.
And what throughout performing throughout your whole life, since it's been a big part of you, what is one of your favorite musical or professional achievements?
I probably say my biggest or most special award or accomplishment musically to me would probably be I got a trophy for the lyricist of the year at the Fly City Awards, at the first Fly City Awards. So I felt like that was like a, a, a culmination of just everything that Flint had been doing prior to that. So to win lyricist of the year at the first annual, it kind of like cemented me as far as my ability, you know what I'm saying? So that was something I always felt like I could lean back on, like the city know that I could rap, you know?
No, most definitely. That's a great achievement. So congratulations to you.
Thank
Um,
you.
and if you have a picture of that, I would love to get a picture.
I gave it to my mom. I'll have her take a picture and send it to me, and I'll make sure you get it for sure.
Okay, cool, cool,
She
cool.
gonna put it next to the Grammys when I win them too.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be looking out for that too. I'm gonna be like, hey, remember when I interviewed you?
Yeah.
Okay, and getting more in depth. So, just currently, how do you make your music? Where does the creating process begin? Are you at home, in the studio, at the library? I know COVID hit, and that changed a lot for everyone. It even changed a lot for me doing like interviews. So, like, where does it all begin? The creative process.
Well, I spend like 70, 80% of my day in the car, riding around, making runs, doing something in the car. So I like to try to make music that's like good to ride to, because that's a lot of people spend a lot of their time in the car. So I just try to make sure that the beats that I pick sound good, like loud in the car, not all the way just based out, but just sonically just good for the ear. And I really just go off what's going on in my life. Like any beat can like I could write a rap to any beat, but the songs that stick the most are the songs that I hear the beat and it kind of just like start rapping for me. Like it just start telling me what to say, if that makes sense. So I just experience life, listen to some beats that somebody might email me, and then stuff just start coming. Honestly, when I got to try hard, that's when I actually try to just give it a break and come back to it. I don't really deal in writer's block. Like it's gonna come to me or it's not. And if it's not, then I'll just leave it alone for a minute and come back when I'm feeling like that. You know what I'm saying?
So how do you even deal with like that writer's block? Because I have writer's block too when I'm interviewing. I'm like, so I don't know how to get the flow. So do you kind of like listen to the beats more first, or you try to? Are you more of like I know like Ashanti, she posted something on Instagram the other day, and I was like, I still write on pen and paper. I mean, a pad and pen. Like,
Mhm.
are you the old school, or are you just more so like, let me go with the flow?
It's weird because I feel like everything is for like specific situations. So like if I'm doing a song where I'm just kind of just talking shit, or like the newer sound of Flynn music where we just like saying crazy stuff kind of, then it's like not that hard. So I'm just gonna sit there and punch in and say something. But if I'm putting together a record, if I'm really crafting a record and I really want it to like resonate and like stick a little harder, then I'm gonna start writing it. And I actually, like Ashanti, I actually been going back to pen and paper too, because writing on the phone is like impersonal. It's like you just swiping or just tapping, but to actually put a pen to the paper is like you bringing what you saying to life. It's like it's actually more real. I really believe that it's like casting a spell. Like you actually writing something out that could really come true and manifest compared to just tapping on the screen. You know what I'm saying?
No, most definitely. I agree because right now I'm like, I'm still gonna write it down even though we're recording and I can get
Mm-hmm.
audio. It's like I'm writing down the important stuff, that you feel the best way or that you connect with. But just so you know, I'm from Flint also, so I know what you mean by
That's lit.
by
Yeah, we saying anything now, so it's like I
like
don't want to say too much anything. Like I try to get back to really like making it make sense a little bit and still having fun and lighthearted with it, but still making it make sense. Like it's a thin line for real.
it most definitely is because even when I'm talking to my friends or people, at Michigan State, it's a lot of Detroit people. So
Mm-hmm.
we got like the big rappers like Baby Smooth and stuff like that. But it's like Flint is like gritty,
Right.
like that. It's a huge difference, but it's a thin line where I'd be like, man, they just talking shit, like
Right.
you know.
Shit talking is really a genre now. It's crazy. Like, and it's really just that. It's just shit talking. So it's like you can't not like it because we already telling you that we just talking shit. It'd be different if we was like, all right, I'm about to go for some Grammy Award winning J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick shit. I'm just chilling, talking some Flint shit. But I can get on that though. So that's really what I kind of pride myself on. Like I tell when I talk to Rio tell me like, it's crazy, bro, how you could jump in our bag, but I gotta work hard to jump in your bag because you like musically a little more inclined. Like it ain't just rapping with you. Like you got melodies and like cadences and stuff like that. So I gotta really like we like still sharp and still. You know what I'm saying? We try to keep each other on our toes musically, and I try to stay like not really like I don't want to do what everybody else doing, but I like to keep my sound relevant. Like I like to keep it fresh and what's going on, like in the now. So for me to be rapping so long and to still have a relevant sound, I kind of like tip my hat on that for real.
Yeah, most definitely. And I just, it's funny because, like, you just don't know until you from Flint. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah,
don't
you gotta know.
from Flint. Like, even when you say stuff like, that's chatty, like, people be like, what?
But you know what's crazy? You know how like I feel like from 2010 to 2020, Chicago like took over like pop culture as far as the words that we say. We talking about thoughts and ops and like we say a lot of stuff. They say I really want to be a part of the next movement where the world's saying chatty and they saying like like that shit hard, that shit chatty, or like like I want people to say what we say. You know what I'm saying? Like we cool enough for the world to say our words too. So I want to be a part of that class of artists that like push the culture, not just the music, like our lifestyle, period. How we dress, what we say, what we eat, what we do. I feel like we cool enough people to follow us like we follow everybody else when it was their turn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely. Like a lot of people are following for example, like the Atlanta trend with all of the IG models, like the rapper girlfriends, like they following them. Like we so original, but it's like we on a smaller scale. So Atlanta is
Right.
a huge market, but it's like, and when you dive into Flint, you like, ah, y'all actually cool, because we'll have, like that comedy show with Desi Banks. He was like, it was cool, but it's like you just never know until you step foot into Flint.
Exactly, because from the outside looking in, they're like they the murder capital. They don't have no water. You probably think you about to come to Iraq, and it ain't just safe, like super cool, but it's not that bad for real. Like it sounds weird to say when we got all this stuff going on, but it's really not that bad. Like I kind of want to lean on that too musically when I get on with the interviews, because I want to express like I see a lot of articles written about Flint music, and they say that we like parody rap. And I just want them to understand, like, it's not that we parody rap, it's that when stuff happen every single day, you start to get desensitized to it. So people getting murdered, or people getting robbed, or stuff that's not normal happening, we might laugh at it or make a joke out of it because it happened every day. So you kind of just get desensitized to it and laugh to not cry after a while. Like, damn, that happened again? Damn, that's crazy. To where it's almost like a joke made out of it instead of it really being traumatic. Like, I think it's PTSD symptoms for real, but they'll never give us that much credit. They just think we're supposed to deal with this shit.
Yeah, because it's normal. But if you think about it, it's really not, especially.
It's nothing normal about parents burying their kids, and it's just nothing normal about a lot of shit we go through. Baby, can you bring me a lighter? Never mind.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you good, you good. Okay, so we're gonna go into. I wish I sent these questions over to you, but like we already getting
I'm
off.
good on the fly. It's cool.
Yeah, we get off to a good start anyway. So we're gonna talk about her book is gonna talk about like the flow of music and everything. So the first question is, in your own words, what is flow, and what comes to mind when you hear that word?
Flow is the way you say it. Like I remember a long time ago, I said some shit like, I know a lot of niggas talk about the same old shit, but they don't mix it with the swagger and the slang like this. That's really what it boiled down to with the world. Like we all saying the same thing. We just got our own regional way of saying it. So it's just about the way you put the words together that separates you really. Flow is just how you say it. Now, lyrics is what you say, and the flow is how you say it. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. You might have to drop some more, some more lyrics on me. Okay, and then that goes into um, how do you reach mental flow? Does it take a few minutes, hours? What needs to be present in your mind or your surroundings to reach that mental flow of just getting to it, like you just said?
It's weird because like I was saying, the beat kind of tell you what to say. So like I'm one of the type of artists where I want to like be an extra instrument. I don't want to like work against the curve of the song or work against the sonic, you know what I'm saying, sound of the music. I want to actually just add on to it and kind of blend in with it. So usually the beat kind of create the flow. But it's weird because my homeboy told me the other day, like, your song's been so hard to me lately. I hear a beat and I don't know if it's hard or not until you rap on it, because I want to hear what you would say to it. So it's like knowing that they go hand in hand like that, I try not to be above or under the beat. I just try to be a part of it and just add on to it to make it from an instrumental to a song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. So even if you wanted to use one of your songs, you could share a story, how you reach mental flow, or even if you wanted to play one of your songs right now and kind of like give an example of what you're talking about, it's up to you.
Um, Play Drug Fields real quick. I'm gonna play a little song I got called Drug Fields. And it's like, I don't even know, like the song, the way the song is, it's like real, like the beat just sounded like I was supposed to like just float on top of it, like don't say too much, don't do too much, just coexist with it. Like it's hard to really even explain. I'm gonna let you hear a little bit of it. Can you hear it? You get to acting all weird when it comes to other females. Like you don't be smoking with them, like you being all friendly. It's really not like that. Ask them how many of them hit my cup, dog. You see the way I'm feeling. Pop my purse and pull my lean with you. Roll top shelf and smoke my weed with you. Monday through Friday on the weekend too. I'm diving in your water from the deep end. Ooh, it's no biggie, I got faith, I believe. Like the syrup that I drink with you. Bottom of your shoes, red and my lean is too. You got me doing shit without a reason to. I decided you the woman, can you still bring two? I ain't gotta have a Cuban just to link with you. But them diamonds on my sleeve to play a peekaboo. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel like
that beat just said that, like the melody and the flow of it was just like all I had to do was fill in the words. Actually, like it's like the beat told me to say I don't know what it was. It's just like when you know it, you know it. Like the beat gonna tell you what to say. It's hard to explain, but it's just like when you say the right thing to the right beat, you can't hear nothing else to it but what you said to it. That's how you know that it's right. You know what I'm saying?
right. And most of what you're saying basically goes back to how you talk about what you experience.
Mm-hmm.
So that can really play a big part also. Even like some of the things you were talking about in the song relates back to being in the Flint environment.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So I definitely get what you're saying with that.
And then it's like almost romanticized something that's not that romantic. You know what I'm saying? And that's just another angle of Flint, period. Like we gonna make it cool even if it's not cool. We gonna like, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. What was that song called?
Drug Fields.
Drug Fields. Okay. Drugs. I'll make sure.
Cause I really don't have like one set formula to music making. You know what I'm saying? It's really like organic for real. However, so I just like to go with the flow, listen to the beat a couple times, and then start talking to me. And then sometime I'll go in the booth and I'll do a reference track where I just hum what I hear. Then I go back and fill in the actual words. But I know what flow or what delivery or melody I want to say the words in, but I don't have the exact words yet. So that's like, I got that from like R&B, like watching like Usher and like Pharrell in the studio. Like I take shit from everything. I watch videos of people cutting hair. Like I like process videos. I watch people clean dirty cars off from that they found in barnyards and stuff like that. So it's all about the process to me. I appreciate hearing it be making a song and then hearing it come out the way that I heard it in my head when I was thinking of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So you just mentioned Usher and everything. So you were born in the 90s and you got to see the 2000s. So you were born like right in the 90s. But what was musical flow like in general in Flint around that time, around what, 20 years ago compared to now? And how has musical flow? Well, you can start with that and then we'll get into the next question. So
it was crazy back then because it was like, well, obviously you had TDF, you had Breed, you had Top Authority, but it was other people that was making noise in the early thousands that was like, it was like a soft spot in Flint where it was like JB Taylor was starting to pop out and Billy Smokes was starting to pop out and 1,000 Bars and Keela Key. It was like a second wave of what might be for the new Flint. You know what I'm saying? Or even when everybody had the Lil Spade lighters. Like I remember certain stuff. If you really from Flint, everybody had a lighter that had Lil Spade name on it. He had the Flintstone Kids song playing on the radio. It was just certain stuff that we could be proud of, but it was always on a smaller scale. And it was like the window was so small, people wasn't helping people come through like they are now because we didn't really feel like it was enough room to help. So I appreciate what it is now because the platform bigger and the window bigger, so people feel like we can help more people through. it's not really, it's less of a crab in the bucket mentality because we see that it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like being from a small market like Flint, you feel like you got to hold on to the little bit of everything you get when it's really like so much out here for the world, and we be stronger as a unit coming from a small place like this. So I don't know. It's good seeing the rap game evolve and catch up with the rest of the world finally, because I feel like they really didn't know what we was on up here, even though we been hard. So it's good to see the world catch on for real, but we always been lit if you ask us for real.
No, for real. And I think that's what the documentary with MC Bree highlights. And definitely like why we are reaching out to rappers like you who are creating that scene, you know.
You watched that Wu-Tang series?
I actually just started. I just started.
Okay.
I just watched episode 1. I'm like, oh, this a little rough.
I gotta throw something out there. It's a little spoiler. I was watching season 2, and they had moved to Ohio for a second. 2 of the group members moved to Ohio or whatever. And when he moved back to New York, they was like, what they was playing out there in Ohio? He like, man, a whole bunch of MC Breed and shit. And I'm like, damn, that's hard as hell. Like, Breed is him for real. Like on the West Coast, down south, like a lot of legends really know the Flint legends. Like top, like Dayton Family was some of the first rappers talking about selling dope and just like the real true like harsh realities of what was going on in the inner cities. Like after NWA, all that fuck the police, a lot of real street niggas that's rappers now, like Gucci Mane and Young Buck or just Lil Boosie, a lot of the real ones that we like hold in high regards as far as street guys, they came up listening to our idols. Like we came up listening to theirs. We were listening to Pimp C and UGK and all that, and they was listening to us. So it's crazy that you really think that these people that you see every day is regular. Like I always give Uncle Ira his flowers because he know, but everybody else really don't know. Like this a living legend for real. This our Tupac. Like Ira Dorsey is Tupac, literally though. So it's like I feel like the youngest old person and the oldest young person in this Flint rap thing. So it's like I always try to bridge the gap and let people know, like, I make sure the old people know who the young dudes is, but I make sure the young dudes know, like, that's not just bootleg. Like, that's bootleg. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to really know. Like, we breed legends for real. So,
Right.
mhm.
So I know you say, you know, Flint music has always been lit, but in a sense, you know, it's still gritty. It still has like the gangsta in it. But do you feel the musical flow has changed a lot since the 1980s, or do you feel as if there's a part of it, or how do you feel just in general if it changed since the 1980s?
I mean, I can't say it changed because it's still from the crib. So I say it evolved. Because I feel like you can compare Rio to ID. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can compare me to Breed. Not even to say it like that with all due respect, just musically, sonically, like I really feel like it's more so evolution of what they started more so to changing because that shit is in our DNA, whether we even know it or not. It's in our subconscious. Like, ain't no future in your front end. Like certain songs that you just know is just in your DNA. So it's like being from here. So I'd be ignorant to the facts to not give them they light and to say that we changed something more so than we evolved or took something and ran with it that they already started before anything. Like they passed us the baton and we just catching a stride for real. Like that's all it is. We ain't changed nothing. We ain't reinvent the wheel. We just put some Forgiatos on it or something, did some 2021 shit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't changed nothing though.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so that was the music flow of it all. So we're gonna get into the mental flow aspect. So just starting, mental flow is like being in the zone. You talked about like that being in the car. So what is your definition of mental flow?
Balance. Mental flow to me is like not being too happy, not being too sad, not being too passive, not being too, eager, just like finding balance so where you know how to just adjust with whatever come your way, more or less. That's what mental flow is to me. Cause that's what I try to do in music, just stay like in the middle always, like not too lyrical, not too flowy, where I'm just chanting shit or just saying, you know what I'm saying, not too. I just always try to keep everything balanced with everything. So that's what mental flow is to me, just finding that middle ground and locking in.
And finding that middle ground, does it take a few minutes, hours, or what needs to be present in your mind, or what needs to be in your surroundings to reach mental flow? Like we could say sometimes we the we the help to get you there, but like what helps you? You know what I'm saying? To
And
kind
mental flow to get prepared for music or mental flow in life, period.
of go. So you can start with life and
Well, weed for both of them. That's just my preference. I would rather have than not have weed in my life. But musically, you know how people like 100 niggas in the studio and shit like that. I don't want nobody in the studio with me. Like I'm so like funny with my art. Like this is my art. I'm not doing this really to impress you. Like I'm really doing it for me. So when I do it, if it don't sound how I heard it in my ear, then I'm not putting it out. Like I'm real particular about my music. Like, and I catch myself when I'm in the studio with a lot of people, I just say like, I say the hardest shit I could say instead of saying like the best shit I could say, if that makes sense. Like I try to just compete and outdo motherfuckers. Like, oh, y'all want to rap with me? Y'all want to be in the studio with me while I'm doing my, all right, watch this. But when I'm in it by myself, I'm really in it for the craft. So that's why I like being by myself, because I don't lose sight of what I'm really there for. I just take it like on some Flint shit, get competitive around other niggas. Like, all right, watch this. Y'all want to rap and watch me do me, because I don't like people watching me. Like your mama tell you get out the kitchen while she cooking. She don't need you over her shoulders. When it's done, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna call you when it's done. That's how I feel with the music. Don't. It's my process, so I don't need you in my process. Like, come to the listening party when I want y'all to hear. Don't come listen to it while I'm doing it, because it's a lot of shit I might need to tweak or take. I ain't ready yet. So I gotta. If you come to the studio with me, just know I love you or I respect your opinion. Because I don't even really take criticism at all, because it ain't yours to critique. Like, I didn't ask you. So you got to really be somebody I care about for me to hear what you say and be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, like, you can't tell me nothing about my daughter and my music like my baby before I have my baby. So you can't tell me nothing about my music, or, you know what I'm saying? So you don't tell people how to raise their kids. So don't tell me how to make my music. You know what I'm saying?
good
For real.
analogy. Yeah. So do you have an example or use one of your songs where you have a story of where you had to reach your mental flow, but it was like a block with people in the studio, or just even where you struggled a little bit to reach mental flow, or where you successfully reached mental flow, either or you just always been raw. Like
I ain't trying to, I ain't even trying to say it like that. I swear, I'm so self-conscious. I've been rapping my whole life. If one person would have ever told me, like, bro, that shit ass, bro, I would have been stopped rapping. I'm not bragging and nothing. I never heard nobody say, like, bro, you should probably, like, you ever thought about being a roofer, or you ever thought about going to school for like dentist work? Nobody ever told me to pick another career. I'm so funny about how I dress, how I look, so I would like quit probably if somebody was like, bro, that shit trash. That's the main thing that keep me going when it wasn't nothing popping in the Flint rap scene, when I still was rapping, because it's like I'm just chilling at the store buying some shoes, or with my daughter at the park. People like, bro, you hard as hell, bro, when you dropping some more music. So that's why I feel like kind of like the people's champ, because I really do it for the city for real. Like, I was here when there wasn't no light. So y'all know I ain't doing it for the light. My government name got clout, so you know I ain't doing it for the clout. Like, I really fuck with music, and I fuck with y'all for fucking with my music. So that's really why I do it for real. That's really why I do it.
I'm gonna make sure in the bio I put AKA People's Champ. Make
Yeah, the people champ, the
sure
king.
I put that.
Yeah.
Okay. Getting into like the last section a little bit, could you go into even your perform while you're performing the flow of everything, if you're more like the freestyle flow, or how you prepare, or even battle rapping flow? You could talk about that. I know that was big back in the 80s and 90s. So just going in on performing and flow basically.
Well, back in the days, like if you ain't battle rap, then you couldn't rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was the only way that you could rap. And it wasn't like talking about you battle rapping. It was like, I'm gonna come with my best verse and you gonna come with your best verses and we gonna let people decide who rap the best. Like, so that's the era that I came up in. But then we start going to studios and getting booked to perform. And then I realized I like the way I feel on stage performing my music compared to me being in a crowd and battling against somebody else. Like, I don't really like that feeling no more. I feel like it's like, I feel like I'm doing it for dudes if I'm battle rapping, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm performing for like real niggas and bad bitches, like, you know what I'm saying? Not like, with all due respect. Like, I feel like it's like performing your art is better than battle rapping to me, because it's like battle rap is like a sub genre to just rap, period. So to perform, I mean, I'm doing everything compared to just limiting myself to acapella battle rap. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I graduated from that. Maybe that's how I feel. I graduated from battle rapping. So now I feel like I'm in a big league. Like, I take this shit serious because I do real rap. And performing wise, I just feel myself. Like, I try to, it go back to balance. I try to balance rapping for myself, rapping to the fans, rapping to my people that's on the stage with me. Like, I try to move around. I try not to be like, I'm not a really like a hype person, so I ain't gonna do no Lil Uzi type shit. But I try to make sure I keep it where I'm not just boring, just standing in one spot. So I don't know. Performance starting to be one of my favorite things to do though. Like, I had to break into that, because performing in Flint is weird because we not a warm, receptive type city. Like, you like, who the fuck is dog? You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you could perform in front of some Flint people, you could perform anywhere, because we really not fucking with you for real. So if you get Flint people to fuck with you, then you can go anywhere and rock that motherfucker. That's how I feel.
Now, when you perform a song, like when do you feel you're ready to perform a song? Like when do you know a song is done and ready to show to the Flint City for real?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Because I really don't like performing songs that people never heard, because people react so weird. So it's like, you got to perform the shit they used to while you shooting videos and putting out new shit that they can start getting used to. And then you start performing that when they know it a little bit. Like, they damn near got to ask me to perform the songs. Like, I perform what they want to hear, because I know I'm gonna get the better reception doing that. I can't perform what I like, because what I like might not be the shit they want to hear. So I'm like, I make posts sometimes like, what songs y'all want to hear me perform? And I do a tally, and I just be mindful. Like, I'm gonna make sure I do No Necklace. So I'm gonna make sure I do Limp Bizkit. Them two songs I gotta do, because they like, you gotta do those two songs. So I make it a point to like start the show off with one or the other, and I follow it up with the opposite, just to get the shit already rolling on a high level, because they know them songs, that's what they want to hear. Then I might slide in something newer to get them already used to it, because they already hype. But I'm not starting it out with some shit that they never heard, because any wrong move in Flint, they'd be like, all right, I'm going back to the bar, or I'm going over here, going up. You know, you got to keep their attention. Like, you got to keep it. I give shit away at my shows just to make people come closer. Like, I bring a box of something, some edibles or something that I know that just to draw a little bit more people to the front than I had already, just to make it like, I need that love. I'm trying to tell people, we need your energy to feed off of. Like, I can't be upstairs rapping. I mean, I can't be on stage rapping to a dead crowd. Like, I'm a die up there. So if y'all give me something, I can give it back.
Most definitely, because you, like you say, you make the wrong move. They gonna be
You
talking.
gotta tell Flint motherfuckers, like, y'all come on, you gotta be aggressive with Flint motherfuckers sometimes. Yeah, hey, y'all come fuck with me real quick. I'm finna rock this bitch. Y'all come on. Then they be like, all right, fuck it, he did ask. Like, damn, I had to ask you. You knew I was performing, but that's how Flint is. I done did it myself, so I don't mind putting in that extra leg work. It's gonna be worth it in the end.
Ooh, yep, yep. That's what I always say. This is gonna be worth it. So before or you could even send us after. So that's pretty much it with the questions. But I would definitely like a photo of you. I could send this either through your email of what I need or what I would like. A photo of you providing who we should give credit to. Like you gave credit to a lot of rappers like MC Breed, stuff like that. And a photo of you just during you in a studio or a performance where you had that mental flow or even the
Mhm.
music, even if you in your car or anything like that. And like you said, when you had the personal achievement of lyricist of the year, that would be a cool one.
Okay.
And then also, I think it would be cool to probably send a top 10 list or a list of the top 10 rappers in Flint, in your opinion.
Right now or ever?
Um, I would say right right
I
now.
know.
Or you
That's
could,
better.
yeah, I think right
I
now.
just do it right now. That's cool.
Yeah, because I'll probably even reach out to them. But like you said, we're trying to also show people the music scene in Flint, what we bring to the table.
Sorry.
So you heard
Say
me.
that last part.
Sorry. we're just trying to reach out to rappers and make sure we get those important parts and quotes for the music scene up in Flint and make sure we get it out to people. And
I
I could,
appreciate that.
yeah, most definitely. So I'll just
But
send.
can you send a list? Yeah, you can send a list either to the email or to my Instagram DM because me and my manager got my Instagram DM. So she be inboxing you lately. I see it after the fact, but she got access to it either way, so she can see exactly what we need and we can get everything to you.
Okay, yeah, that works out. Because once you send that list, I'm just gonna keep reaching out. But this was a nice sit down. I love chopping it up. I just put
Agreed.
the clock, but even if I'm doing personal things with journalism, so if I ever get the chance to dive into my personal ventures, I'll definitely reach out to you.
I
Def-
appreciate that.
a raw soul, keeping it real.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and I'll send that over, and I appreciate it so much, and thank you for your time today.
I appreciate you also. Thanks for choosing me and reaching out.
Okay, I will talk to you soon.
Okay.